Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy D Wayne bringing you yet another YouTube video at this time. So basically what I'm going to be doing with you guys today is bringing you guys my Mayakashi deck profile. So yeah guys, my initial thoughts on them when I spoke about them when they first were released, my thoughts honestly haven't changed since then. But it's basically it's zombies and they do my favorite thing, which is synchro. So just me being a zombie player who likes synchros, it fits both criteria for me. So I figured I at least, give them some shine on this channel, even, with as bad as they are. So yeah, guys. Also, the heavens have parted, the stars have aligned, the ban list has been released. I'll definitely be giving you guys my thoughts on that after I finish with the deck profile. Alright guys, so with all of that being said, let's just get straight into the deck profile. Alright, as always, we will start off with the monsters. Alright, first we have 3 Mayakashi Hajuns. Now this is basically your play starter. This is what gets you into your synchro climate plays, because basically what it does is when it's normal or special summon, you can special summon a Mayakashi monster from your deck, and of course you are restricted to Mayakashis when you activate this, or rather while it's on face up on the field, you can only special summon monsters from the extra deck except Mayakashi. So one important thing to note is if this effect happens to be negated by a Veiler or a Ghost Ash or something, you cannot, tag it out into a Link Karibo or something, because the last part of the effect is a continuous effect that stops you from summoning anything but Mayakashi, so you can't tag out for anything, so it's just kind of stuck there on the field, just waiting to get run over in the opponent's next turn. So yeah, the restrictions, they really do kill this deck, man. Alright, next we have 2 Mayakashi Dakis. Now this is obviously what you summon off your Hajun effect. What this card does is when it's in the graveyard and you special summon a Mayakashi from the extra deck, you can special summon this from your graveyard. And you can't activate you can't summon anything from the extra deck except Mayakashi's the turn you activate this effect. So, and it's not a hard once per turn, so this is the purpose of your synchro climbing, to be able to go from synchro to synchro, with this being brought back every time you special summon a Mayakashi from the extra deck. So yeah, it's basically it. It's pretty good. Alright, next we have 2 Mayakashi Shofus. This special summons the Mayakashis from your graveyard, and of course stuck to summoning Mayakashis. This happens when it's normal to special summon, which makes it pretty good in that regard as well. So yeah, you can, if you have Daki in the graveyard, you can summon Hajun, special summon Shofu, and then Shofu will special summon the Daki from the graveyard, and then set up for plays from there. So yeah. So we have 1 the poisonous Mayakashi. I don't know his first, I'm not going to try to do his first name, but yeah, basically what this one does is when a Mayakashi is destroyed by battle or a card effect while it's in a graveyard, you can special summon it from the graveyard, and of course you're stuck to Mayakashis and stuff like that. So yeah, it has some uses, but it's not really entirely necessary for the deck, but it's there just in case. Alright, we have 1 Yasha. Basically this one special summons itself from the hand by discarding a Mayakashi monster, and of course the turn you activate this effect, you can only special summon Mayakashi from the extra deck. So yeah, so this will get you into your higher level synchro plays, as it being a level 5 and stuff like that, synchro with the level 2s, each are level 7s, and then you go from there. Alright, that is it for the Mayakashis. Generic stuff: Solitaire, Unizombie, Mizuki, Course. And then we have the Zombie Horde stuff: Underworld Banshee, Glorboom, Bolderak. Basically, this is actually pretty good in this Mayakashi case, because you can use the Glowboom and the Boulder Rock to synchro summon into the level 9 Synchro. And you can activate Glowboom's effect to get you another Boulder Rock from the deck if you have Zombie World on the field, of course. So you can effectively have 2 Boulder Rocks and a level 9 Synchro on at any given time if you have the situation lined up. So yeah, so this is good to give the Mayakashi the extra bit of oomph because they definitely need it. As for the monsters, 1 Goblin Zombie and 1 Gozuki. Gozuki obviously sends your zombies to the graveyard to set up plays. Goblin Zombie searches your entire deck of monsters because everything has 2000 or lower defense. So yeah. Alright, so that is it for the monsters. We're going to go into the spells. First, you have 2 Mayakashi Returns. Now, Mayakashi Return is probably the best card in the deck because pretty simple yet effective effect to, you know, boost the consistency of the deck, obviously, because basically what it does is you can take a Mayakashi and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. So if you need a Hajun, you can search for your Hajun to set up your Synchro common plays. Or if you already have the Hajun, you can if you have a Hajun, send Daki from the deck to the graveyard and summon Hajun to summon Shofu to get the Daki out the graveyard. So it boosts that play to make that play even more consistent. So yes, cards real good in the deck. 2 Zombie World, of course. 2 Book of Lives. To basically this deck's gimmick is to special summon your Mayakashis out the graveyard to trigger effects to either net you advantage or disrupt your opponent's play. So yeah, so it's always good to have consistency in being able to do that. Foolish Burial, of course, works in the same way as Mayakashi Return. 1 Burial, you guys already know, and 1 for 1, just another way to get into your Hajun to set up for plays. Alright, so that is it for the spells. We're going to go into the traps. Alright, we have 2 Mayakashi Metamorphosis. Basically what this, you know, essentially feeds into the whole thing once again of being able to special summon your joints out your Mayakashis out the graveyard. So this does is you discard a card and special summon a Mayakashi monster either from your graveyard or that is banished, and the monster can't be targeted by card effects that turn. So yeah, it's good, something to, you know, disrupt your opponent's plays during their turn. So yeah, pretty good. Going back to the front, essentially does the same thing. 1 Heavy Storm Duster for back row, of course. A little bit of tech here. You can Haunted Shrine. Activate this when you control no monsters. Special summon a zombie from your graveyard. And while this card is in the graveyard, while you control no monsters, you can banish it from the graveyard and special summon a zombie from your graveyard. So here's something, you know, just in case scenarios. Of course, you always got to be prepared, especially with a deck as fragile as this. So yeah. 1 Return of the Zombies. It basically banishes your zombie on field to special summon the zombie from the graveyard. So yeah, you know, still working on that same aesthetic of special summoning from the graveyard. 2 Call of the Haunted is probably the best and most consistent way to special summon your stuff from the graveyard. So yeah. And 2 Lost Winds. Monster effect negation, of course, and when something is special summoned from when your opponent special summons from your active deck, you can get another use out of it. So yeah, always good to have that monster negation. Alright, so that is it for the main deck. So we're going to go ahead and hit the extra deck. So first we have 2 Mayakashi Yukiana. Basically this is the Mayakashi Link monster, of course. Basically it has 2 effects when it's while it's on the field, of course, and you cannot target this card with attacks when it's pointing to a synchro monster. And also when a synchro monster is destroyed by battle or card effect, while this card is on the field, you can target one monster on the field, you can half its attack and defense until the end phase of the turn. So Yeah, only really good for the link arrows. Not really much point to really anything else, you know. Yeah. One link Karibo for your glow bloom plays, so you can just summon a glow bloom, tag out into link Karibo, summon a boulder rock, and continue your plays from there. So yeah. And next we have for the Mayakashi Synchros. We have the wheeled Mayakashi Synchro. This is basically Shiranui. I love me some Shiranuis. But anyway, proceeding levels, like, because it's obviously 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So when each one of those are destroyed, you can banish one other zombie to special summon these from the graveyard. So basically this one is when at level 5 is destroyed by battle of artifact, banishes zombie special summons from graveyard. And its special summon effect from the graveyard is that it protects your zombies from battle. So pretty simple enough. This can be good during your opponent's turn to protect your monsters from battle during the battle phase. So yeah. Alright, the Poisonous Mayakashi, level 5. This one, when special summoned from the graveyard, it can mill the top 3 cards of you in your opponent's deck. So obviously this would go good with the Bone Tower version of this deck, but obviously I don't play that because I do like to interact with my opponent. So if you work that with this and a Bone Tower, you can definitely double the amount of times you get to mill your opponent's deck. So yeah. So we have the Winged Mayakashi, level 7. This one, when special summoned from the graveyard, can destroy a spell or trap card on the field your opponent controls, and doesn't target anything, so they would have to activate the card before I designate a target to pop with its effect. So yeah, pretty good. We got one Omega, of course, to banish, bring your banished stuff back when you're not actually doing Mayakashi plays and you're using the generic stuff, so you'll have something to summon that isn't Mayakashi during that time. We have two beautiful Mayakashi. So this one, when special summon from graveyard, destroys a monster your opponent controls, and once again it doesn't target, so Cosmo ships, and that's going to be interesting to talk about later. So anything that has the stipulated effect that it can't be targeted, this will destroy regardless of that. So yeah, it's okay. So we have Shiranui Sun Saga. Now, this is probably one of the more important synchros in the deck because you synchro so much, and then when this could effectively clear your opponent's board, because with the amount of synchros you can have at any given time, you can use this effect on special summon to shuffle those back into the deck and destroy that many cards. So how many cards your opponent has on the field, you can effectively clear them out with this and then swing in for damage. Alright? And last but not least, we have the Skeleton Mayakashi. Now, when this one has a thing of being summoned when a link monster is destroyed by battle or card effect, it can banish to special summon itself. And when it's special summoned by its effect, special summoned by that effect, you can you can have this card be unaffected by everything until the end phase of the turn. So yeah, it's pretty nice to have it being unaffected by stuff, so your opponent can't affect it during the battle phase, or during any time you happen to be summoning this card on the field. So yeah. Alright guys, that is it for the deck profile. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed, and now let's talk about the ban list. Like I said to you guys before, the stars have aligned, heaven's clouds have opened, for Konami has listened to our prayers. Because the first and most important thing is that Firewall is banned. Holy crap. Because like you guys already know, everybody's been talking about Firewall having plot armor and basically immune to the ban list. So it's safe to assume that all the bosses at Konami and all the other companies that have the rights to the game and whatever have come to some sort of consensus that Firewall needed to be banned. So yes, that is awesome. I'm not sure if they listened to us about this or it's just something that they just came up with on their own, because I'm sure it's obvious they knew that Firewall was definitely a problem. So yes, finally they listened, or whatever consensus they might have came up with to get Firewall banned, which is absolutely amazing. So that means a lot of the cards that were centered around it are essentially safe for from the ban list. So you don't have to worry about any of the burn cards or anything like that, because there's no way for them to, consistently burn you now. So the Dark World FTK is gone finally. I was actually tired of seeing that too. I'm sure most of you were as well. It's too degenerate. Why would you keep something like that in formats like that? So I'm glad they finally came to their senses and did something about that. Alright, so next is Armageddon Night. They put that to 1, which is pretty good. They, effectively put a hit on the Dark Warrior spamming and, FTKs and stuff like that. I'm glad they hit that, so you only get 1 copy. But the thing is, this effect is still not once per turn, so you can effectively use the Armageddon Night to still set up plays like that. Because obviously Armageddon, you only need the 1 Armageddon to set up an FTK play, or so Armageddon Night should have probably went to the ban list with Firewall as well, but they put it to 1, so it's not as consistent. So it is what it is on that guy. All right, so they put Malicious to 2, which isn't too bad, because Armageddon Night sends the Malicious banishes itself to summon another Malicious, so you only get 1 opportunity to do that. So the thing is, you can actually run cards around that. You can run cards like, even though it's not played, you can run cards like Pot of Avidity to put the banished one back to the deck, to draw 1 and then banish it and then do it all over again. So it's still possible to do it, but it's not something that's widely used. So alright, so that is it for that. The Unlimited Assault Core, which is one of the catalysts for the Firewall, so they brought that back to 3, which was smart, so now everybody can play their ABCs again. They brought Cosmo Dark Destroyer back to 3, so that's interesting. They essentially put Cosmo back to full power, so it's going to be interesting to see how that flows in the meta game with it being back at full power. And they put Call by the Grave back to 3. Excuse me, sure. I don't even know why they even put it to 2 in the first place. It's a necessity for the format that we have now. So, hand traps are still running amok. They didn't touch any of the hand traps, so Call by the Grave is necessary. So it's a pretty simple scenario there. So yeah, guys, overall my thoughts on all this. They did right. The Firewall was the best thing they could have done, period. So yeah, guys, you guys already know this. I'm only one of a few. You're gonna see a bunch of people get excited about this ban list in the other videos. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion overall. Let me know what you guys think of the ban list and with the deck profile in the comments below. Alright, guys, so I will leave that at that. So I'll be bringing you guys more videos in the meantime. But until then, peace, YouTube.